Two men. Some podcasting equipment. What could possibly go wrong? Don't you think we have enough of them?
Yeah, we have enough of those.
No! Ladies and gentlemen, prepare your ears for a listening experience you've never had. It's Pertinent Podcast!
Welcome back to this week's episode of the It's Pertinent Podcast. It's been a week since last we met, but I am still here with my lovely co-host, Jimate.
I didn't get a lieutenant rank this week.
Yeah, I'm used to doing like the three, like the captain, the entrepreneur, the railgun, like whatever, and then saying your name. But you know, I'm just picking up. I like doing that to people. We've both been training AFL the last couple of weeks, and the people's names that I do know, I will do variations of that during drills. And I don't think anybody but me finds it funny, but I kind of do it anyway. It's like this kid's name is Finn, and I'll call him Phinia, and then Phineas or Marcus, Marquise, Marcus. You know?
Adding your own little personal flair.
But I don't think anybody finds me very funny there. I had a really funny comment in the group chat the other day. And
not enough appreciation for
one
that.
laugh react, man. It's not good enough.
Yeah, I should have laugh reacted it.
Yeah, I asked you to. I didn't ask you to. I said, I asked you afterwards. I was like, was that not funny? And you're like, yeah, I did.
It was.
So my then like survey was that if you thought it was funny, then likely is everybody else didn't, just wasn't bothered to do the reaction.
Yeah, so, they also thought it was funny. They just didn't go out of their way.
That was my takeaway, at least.
I think that's a good rule for life, though. If you find it funny, it's funny.
Yeah. Yeah, if you find it funny, say it. And if nobody else finds it funny...
What's Ricky Gervais's rule? If you think of a joke, you have to say it.
Yeah, him and his brother. I really like that part of that special. People can say what they want about Ricky Gervais, but I think that's a good rule. If you find something funny, or you think of something funny, you have to say it out loud, like for better or for worse.
Yeah, absolutely.
Bomb or... whatever.
I think the more you bomb, the better.
Yeah. You had last year was a bad year there was a stint in the last 6 months where you had like 2 months where it was just constant bad jokes where you would sit in silence and I would tally them throughout the night. So you would like say a joke and get no reaction. And I noticed it because I knew you were making a joke and I just say 0 and 1. Or 0 and 2.
It was when we went camping.
Yeah.
I think that was the final straw because I remember we drove up together and for 3 hours after when we got there, every time I made a joke, all I heard was 0 and 5, 0 and 6. And it crushed me, but I kept going. I kept shooting.
I kept shooting.
Crowd. But I also think that I had a good stretch of about 6 months where I hit on everything. Yeah. So I go back and forth.
Oh, yeah. In form and out of form.
Yeah.
Happens with even the greatest athletes.
In season, out of season.
Yeah.
I need to get my preseason game on.
Yeah, which we are at the moment with my terrible name-changing jokes.
I don't think they're terrible.
Well,
nicknames are inherently funny.
Yeah.
But the people that receive the nicknames have to be willing to like enjoy.
Yeah, true.
I said that in such a roundabout way. But you know what I mean? Like you got
to be able to play off it.
Exactly.
Yeah.
But I think many people don't.
Well, I've never been I said this the other day and it's made me sound like I really wanted a nickname. But because I was getting introduced because I'm coaching this year and I got introduced to the team. It was like name, nickname, fun fact about yourself. And I was like, I'm Kurt. I don't have a nickname. I never really have had one. And it got a few giggles. And I'm like, okay, let's take a step back. What were they laughing about?
What's funny? Are they laughing at me or with me?
And it was likely at me because I did my fun fact for this team. And I've played for this club in the past. And on the spot, so I was the first person introducing myself. I said, my name's this, the nickname part. I played here 6 years ago. So it's good to be back. I even recognize some of you. That was my fun fact. And my coach ripped into me in private. I felt him giggling to the left of me when I had said that. I'm like, what's so funny about that? And he's like, we asked for a fun fact. And that's what you get. It's like,
very fun.
It's multifaceted. It's like, oh, I didn't realize they didn't play for the club. Now they're back. And, it's this questions asked. What did you play in the meantime? Like, it's an introductory question. So even if it's not fun, it's interesting. Sure, that's my reasoning.
It's also really hard to come up with a fact about yourself on the spot.
It's either that or my incredibly inappropriate one about horses.
What's the one about horses?
Okay, you can decide after I tell you if you want to cut this from the pod.
We might cut this.
So a horse's
Hi, I'm editing this, and we are definitely not going to show this. Down the line, we may release it on a Patreon episode of sorts, but not going to show this whatsoever.
I'm so glad you didn't say that to
A group of all women.
Because that would have gone down like a house on fire.
But is that more fun than my one about...
No, it's definitely not.
Okay, then the other good fun fact I have, I'm just burning them all here, is that the foot fetish...
Yeah, look, not going to show this one either. Sorry, I will have a stern talking to with him. Don't you worry.
So it's a mental
Can I ask a question just for your like well-being?
Sure.
How do you know this?
I can't remember. I've been like churning these out for like 4 years now. Like they're my go-to. It's like, oh, anybody a fun fact? So I had to limit myself. Like, okay, can't do the horse one, can't do the feet one. I played it 6 years ago.
That's your top three?
Well, I don't have a third. I don't have a third. Maybe I should work on a third. That's a little bit.
Think about yourself. You got many fun facts you can say.
But like about me individually?
Yeah, that's the whole point.
That's what I do.
Well, like were they fun facts about you, or were they just fun facts in general?
They just said, fun fact about yourself.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so I couldn't use those ones because I heard trigger word fun fact, and then I went through my list.
Yeah.
And like, damn, I don't have.
Do you have any like other fun facts that aren't related to that specific field?
Just in general about myself? Nope.
I got a fun fact.
Yeah.
Did you know that in between the Earth and the Moon, you can fit every single planet in our solar system? That's how far away the Moon is.
I mean, looking at those charts of the solar system, it doesn't look like that would be true. Surely isn't Jupiter huge?
No, like if you put it side to side.
Really?
Yeah. That's how far away the Moon is.
Very good. That is a fun fact.
That's why I got the satellite one right when we did GPS.
Yeah, right.
Spaceman.
That one about like that buoy out in the middle of nowhere is like further from any land mass.
Oh yeah, the Point Nemo.
Point Nemo. Yeah. That's actually correct. That scares me.
Yeah, imagine being dropped there.
Well, that comes up in the conversation about, hey, would you accept $10 million? You get $1 million every day, but for 10 minutes you get dropped in a random place on Earth and have to find. Do you have to find your way back, or you just get?
No, I think
back?
it's for 30 minutes. Yeah. You just are dropped there.
It's like, oh, I could go to 30 minutes to Italy, or I could be in Point Nemo for 30 minutes for $1 million. Like, it's not
for 30 minutes though.
Dude, I would be pooing myself.
Yeah, I would be as well.
Yeah.
But 30 minutes you could survive.
By the time
you'd be terrified.
Yeah, it's like, oh, I got a paper cut and now I'm at Point Nemo.
Yeah.
Dead.
Is it only when you experience pain or just any time?
No, it's random times throughout the day.
Right, okay. Like going to sleep and been waking up.
Oh yeah, that'd be awful. Wake up, I'm in Point Nemo. I wouldn't even want to climb the little buoy with all the crustaceans on it. I wouldn't even want to do that. I wouldn't want to be in the water. But
I feel like out of your options.
Yeah, I know. Well, that and
I could
water.
you could pay me every amount of money. I wouldn't look down. I could not do it. I think my pants would become a different color.
Yeah, and then every animal in the
and then it would attract.
Wouldn't come near you. Because it's like, oh, this guy had pooping himself.
No, it would attract them.
Stay away from there because I don't want to eat the poop.
I've got good. Never mind.
I have other things.
I have sustenance.
Yeah, fair. So we haven't podcasted for a full week now.
Full week.
Yeah.
Full 128 hours.
Which is unfortunate.
Is that correct?
I don't know. I don't know why you felt the need to convert it.
I'm fairly certain that's correct.
Cool. I'm not going to check.
Hey, Google. No, we won't. We won't check.
Yeah, it was unfortunate. We both...
the definition of unfortunate. Having a month by bad fortune.
Being cut off by Google is unfortunate. That's the definition.
Shush, Google. Because it just coincided with us being super, super busy. So finding a lot of time to sit down for a lovely chat just couldn't be found in that past week. So no.
Hopefully you, Randy, out there can forgive us for our 1 week.
Is Randy now plural? You, Randy, out there.
I was actually speaking individually, but it could be plural.
Oh, you, Randy.
You, Randy. Hopefully Randy.
It sounded plural.
Plural works.
Yeah. Anyways.
So on our last podcast, we introduced a new segment.
Terrible segment.
Terrible. Only because you lost.
It's really difficult for me to do
Hey,
this one.
that's okay. You will only get better by trying.
Yeah, well.
What's the name of the segment?
It's not sand.
Not sand.
Sanscript Speeddraw.
Now say that 10 times fast.
Sanscript Speeddraw, 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 Sanscript Speeddraw.
That was really impressive.
I know. I think I missed like one syllable there.
You stumbled, but you got through the finish line.
Hey, big old Bolt man did that during the 100 meter that one time. You remember?
I'm sure he did.
Yep.
He has stumbled before when running.
Pull up the clip. Cool. We don't have anybody to do that.
We don't have an independent adjudicator,
Just
not today.
Practicing for the future. We do need to assign an independent adjudicator, though.
Whoa, that was a very well-worded sentence. That sounded like a rap.
Because I think it will be very helpful during situations like this where we have a blurred line with the rules to have somebody come in and decide for us.
We can phone a friend.
Well, yeah. We'll get that set up.
We'll have to find a friend that's impartial to both of us. That's
and available.
Yeah, true. Everyone works and does things, so that might be hard. But for right now, we can settle our differences within this game. So the premise is we've both written down 10 letters. Now, I think you started last time, or we might rock, paper, scissors to see who starts. I'm going to say starts with naming one of my letters, and Kurt's going to say that ends with one of his letters, and we're going to come up with a word that starts with my letter, ends with your letter. Yeah. We made a caveat last time that it has to be above 4 letters.
It has to be 4 letters or more.
4 letters or more. Did we want to add in the extra points?
So I was wondering about that because if we only have 10 rounds, is it whoever has the most points at the end?
Yeah.
Yeah, because I don't think it should be, because otherwise it'll end early. It's like whoever gets to 10 points first, you do a 10-letter word, you do 2 of those and you win.
It should be whoever has the most
points. Cool. Happy to do that.
Because that way it's not speed, it's also... Oh, it is kind of speed, but it's also like how big a word you can choose.
Yeah, but... so we're saying which word we pick.
Okay.
Hold on, let me...
Time out. Let's just take a second.
Are we
here.
Both... Is it going to be our words for that versing each other, or is it whoever thinks of it first?
So I think...
It's the only one that counts.
Whoever thinks of it first is the only one that counts.
Okay, cool. That's all I had to clear up.
Yeah, cool. And then you get extra points depending on how long the word is.
Yeah. So I am terrible at these games. I struggle with the Wordle. Everybody was so in on that. And I would get like 3 letters right, and then I could only think of them in one combination. And if I couldn't figure it out, then it was just I'd cock it up and I couldn't finish it.
That's okay.
So this stuff is really difficult for me.
Do you want to go first then?
I can try.
Do you like start with your letter and then we'll end with my letter?
You don't want to rock, paper, scissors it? Also, apparently that's not even an acceptable way to say it.
Rock, paper, scissors.
Yeah, people say scissors, paper, rock.
Scissors, paper, rock, paper, scissors.
But apparently rock, paper, scissors is as bad as like paper, rock, scissors.
What?
Yeah.
Rock.
I think paper, scissors, rock is the worst one.
Paper, scissors, rock is like the way to do it.
That's the worst one.
Is it not?
Wait,
I'm confusing myself. Scissors, paper, rock is the way. Scissors, paper. That's like the normal way.
But other people,
quote unquote,
I thought it was rock, paper, scissors, shoot.
Yeah.
But apparently that's wrong. I got a very violently worded message from somebody saying...
From a Randy?
From a Randy saying that's bad.
Damn.
It's like, I can't believe you said that.
So we're going to play a game of paper, scissors, rock.
Yep.
And where the winner is going to go first. You ready?
Okay.
We're not going to...
Just call it.
Okay, so it's... Wait. We do this every time. I got to make sure. Dun, 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 and then call it.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. You ready?
Yeah.
Paper.
Scissors.
Damn.
I know that sounded delayed, but I did throw it out and I waited for James to finish speaking.
If you're watching the video, you know. Wow, drink right before. Got to get the lubricated vocal cords.
I drink when you're talking.
I wasn't talking. That's all right. It's all right.
You were.
Hey.
Stop shouting.
We're playing now.
This paragraph ain't big enough for the 2 of us.
Then may the best word win.
Sanscript Speeddraw.
First letter. S.
K. Sink.
4 letters. Yeah. Oh, I do all of them?
Oh, sorry. We do go back to back.
Yeah.
That's my bad. Second letter. E.
A.
Oh. Sports in the game.
Yeah. Sports.
Electronica. feel like that's some sort
Is that
of
a brand? No, I know the brand you're talking about.
electronica.
I'm gonna look it up whilst I continue
Sure.
thinking. Eureka.
That's a good word. I want to give that to you anyway, if mine's not a word. Yeah, Eureka. You get that. Wow, what a good word.
Yeah.
What a good word.
Whoever got caught saying that back in the day needs to be punched in the head. You know how much of a dummy you sound like cheering that out? Even like, why not just like, yes? Or like, come on, Eureka! I felt like, shut up. That'd be awful.
Found out you won the lottery. You do the jump and like the freeze frame.
Eureka! And then like the glitter and the stardust behind it. Phew, fireworks.
And then the like credits start rolling.
No way people said that.
They have to.
I know that it was supposed to be during the gold rush. It's like, Eureka, I found gold. Why are you saying Eureka? Do you know?
What does that even mean?
Yeah, I found gold.
Yeah.
Or I'm a dickhead.
Yeah. Wow, you got the swear for the set.
That's a good one too.
That's a good one.
So that's every letter after 4 is worth an extra point, right?
Yes.
Cool.
Wow, that's a solid haul from you.
Plus 3. All right. Third letter. N.
P.
No, I was thinking nipple.
What word ended in P?
No. Penelope.
Knapsack. No, that's a K.
That's a K.
Knee parm. Might have to take just a buy on this.
Yeah, do you want to take a bite and do another one? Hey Siri. What's a 6-letter word that starts with N and ends in P? You hung up on me.
Siri doesn't like it.
Is there? There's definitely a word that does that.
I got a 15.
Yeah?
Non-partisanship.
Great.
Non-membership. Nincompoop.
Nincompoop's a good one.
Nightcap.
These are all hyphen words. Or nightcap's not?
Newsgroup. That's one word.
Wow. Okay.
All right, so we'll go a no contest on
Buy
that
round
one.
there.
No contest. That's tough. Well, no for next time, I guess.
Yep.
All right. Starts with G.
Ends in S. Gross.
Yeah, you got that.
Starts with an S.
Ends in a J.
Sag. Twitch lingo.
We might have another buy here.
Surely. Sag. Yeah.
S and J.
S and J.
Do we want to flip it around? J and S?
Yeah, but like now we both have a chance to think about it. Yeah, we'll do that and we'll put it at the end. J and S. No, but then we have to think.
Then we have to think about it.
Yeah,
James.
Yeah. We're just going to take it?
Yeah, why not?
No, because switch mid-round. I think buy and then we'll have a redo at the end.
Yeah, we'll have a redo of 2.
Redo of 2 at the end.
All right. Number 6.
I just started, so 2.
Oh, starts with V.
Ends in C.
Volcanic.
Wow, very well done.
Bang!
That feels obvious now that you say it, but I was trying to figure out if there was any
That's a
alternative
4-pointer.
of vacuum that ended in C. I get stuck.
Yeah.
I'm like, okay, what's the... Yeah, no, just terrible.
All right. 7.
Starts with R.
Ends in F.
Roast proof.
Restaffed. No, restaff.
Restaff?
Yeah.
I don't know if that's a hyphenated word, you can take it, but I don't. I've never heard anybody say that before in my life.
Restaff. No, it's probably not a word. I'll Google it. This is how I win Scrabble. I just make up words and hope that they're correct.
Yeah, nobody argues with you. I don't think there's a word that exists.
Reluctograph. With an F.
Is reluctograph a thing?
Probably not.
Nope.
All right, what did you say? What was the first word that you said?
Roast proof.
If restaff is a word, I'm taking it.
Yeah, I'm happy with that. We don't need a third buy round.
Merriam-Webster, restaff definition.
Yeah, well, then you take it.
Counting it.
Yeah.
To provide a new staff. Hey.
I just haven't heard it used at work before, but...
I have heard that all the time. That's another 4.
Yep. Your turn to start.
With an A.
With an I.
Wow.
The vowel round.
Alumni.
Fantastic. Far out.
Starts with you.
Thank you. Starts with a P.
Ends in an S. What did you say? What was your word?
P.
P and S?
Yeah, piss.
Penis.
Wow, we're very
Wow.
intelligent. Very intelligent.
Adults.
You want to buy around that, or do
No,
I?
you
win?
can have
I
it.
can have a plus
You know,
one.
you can have. Is it? No, it's everyone above 4.
Yeah, so it's just one.
So it's just 1 point.
That's what I meant. Yeah,
cool.
I'm
All right.
about to sneeze. I think. Unless you want to catch me off guard and just go. I think I'm good.
Starts with an L.
Ends in a T.
Lament.
Yeah, see, it's just. I don't think I have enough. You won. Oh, we have 2 buy rounds to go through.
We do have 2 buy rounds. All right. 2 new letters. Starts with a K.
Ends in a B.
Nab. With a K.
More than money.
No, that's K-N-A-B.
Is that a word?
Sure it is.
I don't think that's a word.
It sounds like a word.
I know the KN can make a one sound, like the N sound, but corroborated. Can it? NFL.
We'll come back.
Knob.
Oh, yeah. Wow.
Cool.
Yeah.
After nab. That's as far as we could get was 4.
I'm sure nab is a word.
It is, but it's not spelled
K-N-A-B.
that. No. Okay.
K-N-A-B.
It's not. There's no way.
If K-N-A-B shows up,
Then you get it.
yeah, correct.
It's a bank. It's a Dutch bank. So no.
Type up Merriam.
So there's one that says nab, K-nab, and then the definition is to nab or steal. So who's saying canab? No, it's on.
No, it's nab. Like K-N-N makes an N.
Yeah, but it's not the word. This is by www.yourdictionary.com. I'm
Yeah,
not
it's
counting.
your dictionary.
No, I'm not counting
You're
that.
going to argue with your dictionary. You made it.
It's not the Merriam website.
Whatever.
Oh, okay, I'm going to change mine because there's no... I had J again.
Why?
Because I did S the first time and you did J. So, do you want to do it?
Sure.
S-E. My letter is E.
Salvageable.
Cool, you win that, I guess. Whatever, dude. Tally up your points, please.
I don't know if I spelled salvageable correctly.
But I know for a fact that it's fine. So.
Damn, that's a 7-pointer.
That one word?
Salvageable.
Yeah, great. Well, I lose because I have 7 points total.
Oh. Shall I just... let me go. I'll tally up. So that's 10.
Well, I lost what? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 rounds.
23.
Cool. Fun game.
Hey,
I did better this week than last week.
you did. You stumped me on a couple.
Yeah.
Maybe next week,
How do I practice this?
Wordle.
Really? And like speed Wordle.
Speed Wordle, yeah. I'm sure there's a way you could practice this.
Yeah.
Maybe just keep thinking of random words.
Well, it's definitely a loss.
That's okay.
Yeah. That's my...
You'll come back next time.
0-2.
You know what I was thinking while listening back to our podcast last time?
What?
There's probably someone driving or listening to the podcast that is infinitely better
Oh, yeah.
at this than we are.
Oh, yeah. Well, we're not doing this for the sake of being the best at it.
You might not be.
Well, we're getting yelled at by... I had that exact like anecdote retold to me. Somebody was saying when we had L and F.
Yeah,
they were
Leaf.
screaming Leaf.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, I understand. It's always like when you watch somebody like play a video game and you're like, well,
Or-
how have you missed that? Or it's different.
Something you think is super easy, but when
Yeah.
you're under the knife.
Yeah, I could have kicked that goal. No, you couldn't have.
Yeah, I know firsthand.
Yeah.
You seem a bit down there.
Yeah, you know, there was this event on the weekend that I just couldn't make it to, and all my friends went, and I've
It
just...
was great.
Was it?
It was fantastic.
I felt really bad about it.
You know what you did? You missed out.
That's what it felt like, and I don't feel like somebody who usually is... I hadn't experienced that before, and I just couldn't figure out why it was happening. Why did I care so much that I wasn't there for something when I was, unable to be?
Well, lucky we're going to explain it.
Are
and
we
how
really?
it works. Yeah, we are. I loved how when you said you were sad, you were like this. Yeah, I'm really sad. You were smiling so wide.
The thing is, I don't get it. Like, I've actually have literally only got it once in my life, and it was earlier.
It was Christmas lights.
It was Christmas lights.
Which that's just imbued with a holiday spirit, to be fair.
It was an hour drive away. I wasn't going. You guys were there for like an hour and a half. I would have spent more time in the car than I would have with you. So, but I did feel it that day.
Coping.
So I went and I streamed instead. And for that day, I didn't feel it. I didn't care. And then somebody sent a picture of the group all together at Christmas lights. And I was like, oh, why do I feel sad? And that was the first time I got FOMO. So today on Show You're Working Out, we're going to be explaining chemically, psychologically, socially,
spiritually.
I don't think it's got anything to do with that.
Okay. You can throw it in there for extra points.
My stag didn't get to commune with your eagle.
Are you talking about Patronus charms?
My spirit animal.
Oh, right.
Obviously.
Of course.
How FOMO works.
Cool. How long do we have?
3 minutes.
3 minutes. All right, let's set a timer.
Psst. Hey, what's the capital of Thailand?
The capital of Thailand is Bangkok. I'm almost positive.
Time. Drop your pen. Hey, you cheater.
When I was doing HSC invigilating, I allowed kids to literally write a full another paragraph because I just was like, dude, if I was in the exam room, I would have appreciated this so much.
Did you just admit to cheating?
Yeah, absolutely.
At the HSC?
Hey, they paid me barely minimum wage, so.
Yeah, fair enough.
Also, I was.
They got for what they
they got what they paid for, man. It was like, oh, so one more sentence. Like, all right. And I turn away and he's written like 4 more sentences. It's not going to, if you're writing after the timer, unlikely.
I don't think it's going to change much.
No.
Also, that extra sentence, really going to add that much?
No.
Probably not.
Not at all.
Shall we scissors, rock, paper?
Yeah, if we want to, I was going to say pock scissors it. That's cool.
Pock scissors.
Pock scissors. Nah. No?
That's okay. You're allowed to have ideas. Paper.
Scissors. 2 for 2, baby!
Same ones as well.
Finally win something.
How's it feel?
All right.
I know how it feels. I don't need to ask.
Cool. Thanks for that. So I've written out a topic sentence just to outline what I'm going to be talking about. FOMO, or fear of missing out, is a mental and sometimes physical reaction to not being present at a social gathering.
Okay.
Just felt the need to define it, even though I wasted my time.
I haven't even started a timer.
Oh, because I don't have a minute to explain, hey?
Uh-huh.
I can do 50 seconds.
You know what?
I'm not going to speak for the whole minute anyway. This is completely
I'll give you 54. 3, 2, 1, go.
Despite any logic involved, missing a potentially positive experience can affect you. FOMO is the brain being deprived from a delicious organic dopamine hit. It's a recognition of possibly falling behind whilst others build relationships without you, which is an undeniable dopamine denial.
FOMO sounds like a disease and you're selling a medication for it.
And so if you need some friends and you're lonely on a Saturday night, come down to Kurt's friend house and we'll have a good time together.
Kurt's friend house?
Yeah. That sounds terrible.
That sounds horrendous.
I just had to think of a business
Don't
name.
get that.
Hey, come down to Kurt's friend house.
Don't get that trademarked.
You spend $20, we'll have a nice conversation for 10 minutes, and if you want more, you pay for the premium
Sound like
package.
Watto from Star Wars. Anyway, that's too niche and nerdy.
No, I got
We're going to go into my one. 3, 2, 1, go. So, I've gotten 3 explanations. I've got an evolutionary explanation, a social explanation, and a psychological explanation, and they all tie into the same. So, evolutionary-wise, humans are social animals and thrive in communities. Therefore, when social things are happening and you are not part of it, your body wants to be part of it. It's your human nature.
Yeah.
Socially, all your friends are having a good time and you feel like you're going to be left out. You're being left behind. You're not going to be included in the in-jokes, in the funny stories about whatever, Randy's been doing at the crazy times at Friend's Kurt house.
Kurt's friend house.
Kurt's friend house. And then psychologically, subconsciously you believe that your worth comes externally from being present with other people. And when you are present with other people, when you're not present with other people, that physiological portion of it makes you feel less worth than I just saw the timer. That's not how I worded it, but rules are rules are rules.
Well, I don't have to have an opinion on it anyways because it's not up to me to decide.
But that's okay. I did have a little bit more written, but you know what? I'm not going to say it because I play by the rules, and if I'm going to win, I'm going to win anyway.
By the rules.
I'm going to win by the rules. Live by the rules, die by the rules. Strength and honor.
If you want to have your say, and you very well should, on who you think had a better explanation, make sure you head to... Okay, they're on Spotify. If you're listening on Spotify, hold on. On Spotify, there is a poll as well, which we will be affecting the tally, as well as on Instagram.
Yes.
All of our pipes are linked in the description of both the YouTube and the Spotify episode.
You won.
Did I?
You won the last poll up, which was, you know what they say?
Yep.
And it was the penguin, it was the iceberg one, and you won.
Fantastic. By much?
By how much? By a little.
By a little?
It was by 2%.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah.
Cool.
Surprisingly, to no one, Felix got maybe 2% of the votes.
Cool.
And then we were sitting around 40 and 50.
Fantastic. I'll take it. You could add in the Spotify votes as well if we need to. But...
I did add the
Spotify
Spotify
okay, cool.
votes, yeah.
Cool. Very nice.
That means it is currently even. We still have 2 more to tally up.
And then
once those are tallied up, next week we shall
outline
a forfeit.
Yep.
Kurt, you mentioned in the beginning that you would hate being dropped at Point Nemo.
In the beginning of time?
The beginning of this, the beginning of time is the beginning of this episode.
Yeah. I would, but mainly for the crustaceans. On the by the way, calling it a buoy is way funnier than calling it a buoy.
A buoy.
A buoy.
It's a fun word to say.
It's the way you'd phonetically pronounce it.
So you wouldn't be scared of anything underneath the ocean?
Well, I understand that you would, but if I think about it logically, I doubt anything would really be out there that far
disagree.
Down. Well, there's such a thing called thalassophobia, which is something you have, but I haven't actually asked it. Plane.
There was a plane that went by. We don't cut ever.
I haven't officially asked, why is that? Why? What happened to you that caused you to be so afraid of deep water? Because 2 meter deep pool can't force James to get in.
That's a bit extreme. I really don't like the open ocean.
Because if you can't see the bottom, right?
If I can't see the bottom of where I'm swimming, I freak out. There was a time not too long ago where we went swimming. It was actually Hottest 100, Triple J, that day where we went out and I have a watch on that tracks my heart rate, and I think it went up to 150, which was not fun. But there is a specific reason, and kids, gather around. Dad's got to tell a story.
You know, back in my day, we didn't have cell phones. You know, I would have made it to the league had I not. Mere mountaintops, valleys, and treacherous ravines were not enough to keep me from going to school. There was this one time...
Yeah, that's enough dad lore out of you, Dad. I don't believe any of that.
Did he just say, Dad lore?
It was the summer of 06. Little James played happily when Mum bursts in. Hey, we're going to the beach with the family. Little James was ecstatic. He sprung to the door, got his best trunks, his toys, all he could grab, and more. They arrived at the beach, hastily ran to the sand. While the older kids plotted, they devised their big plan. See, the eldest brother brought a friend, a choice indeed. They chatted about today, the day they were going to conquer the sea. Their plan was hatched. Grab a boogie board as a toy, swim far past their means, all the way out to a buoy. A beach with a steep drop-off, this couldn't mean well, but they pushed further and further till they could ring the buoy's bell. Swimming back in, another plan was devised.
Why don't we bring your brother and sister?
The eldest's friend contrived, and so it was set, the big event in motion. Little James's sister and him would be dragged into the ocean. At first it was fun, a little naughty, some would say. But fun turned scary quickly on this overcast day. As they arrived at the buoy they knew well, an alarm was set off, but they were too far to tell. On the beach, a scared mother and other brother watched on as the shark alarm kept humming, singing its song. Oblivious to the noise, the group made it out there. Little James was not happy, but now full of despair. For at this moment, a smart decision was made. Little James was pushed off his boogie board by his brother's friend Gabe. Sinking lower and lower, James could not swim well. The world was getting darker. Where was up? It was hard to tell. Just as he sunk, a new fear arrived. A creature so scary, it's a miracle he survived. Looking at the eyes of a beast, James's panic grew sharp, for swimming right next to him was the nose of a shark. Full of fear, James screamed underwater, but to the rescue, pulling him out, his dear oldest brother. Onto the board and back into shore. Mother was terrified, for the group missed their call. But safe and sound, James made it back unscathed. But not without harm, he was only a babe. See, James took something else back with him that day. A fear that had stuck, one hard to convey. No more exploring the fish and their motion. See, forever now, James would be scared of the ocean.
Not dissimilar to what you were talking about. My fear of bodies of water is purely my own childhood home pool. Because for some reason, I would not fantasize, but imagine that a shark could fit in my pool. And at the back wall of the pool, my parents had a button that would lower the back wall where a shark was being held in there.
My Lord.
And if that didn't come out, then there were piranhas in the spa. But if there was any other human body in the water with me at the same time, it couldn't happen. But if I had to swim in the pool alone, I was deathly afraid that a shark would come out until my dad said to me, or my mum, just sort of offhandedly, it's like, what are they going to do? Get on a bus and get here from the ocean? I'm like, oh my goodness, can you imagine a shark getting on a bus? No,
how crazy.
No one would allow them to do that. And then from there, I didn't really care anymore. But that was a huge part of my childhood. And I still get sort of remnants of it. It's like, oh, what kind of, what's the word?
Sea creature?
No, it's like dark fantasy.
Horror?
Cosmic horror monsters in the water. There's a word I'm looking for and I can't think of it. Like things with heaps of tentacles and stuff like that.
Oh, like Cthulhu.
Yeah, exactly. Cthulhuism.
Sure.
Thank you. I worried that they'll be in the water. That's the little kid brain working overtime.
Little Kurt.
Yeah.
Scared of the pool. Little James and Big James scared of the ocean.
Yeah. So,
that's okay.
Anyways, that's all we have for the pod this week.
That's a fear that everyone else has, that the pod's ending.
I know, the pod's ending for this week, but we will be back again next week. So
we will.
Make sure you are subscribed on YouTube with notifications on. Spotify, if you're following, it'll give you updates whenever a new episode comes out.
We'd appreciate a rate if you have the time you want to say some nice things specifically to me and not to Kurt. Would really appreciate that.
Only say nice things to me on Instagram, please. People keep on DMing me DMing the pod compliments on Instagram. I'm like, hey, can you comment that so everyone else can see it, please?
Not just us.
Not just us. I don't care.
Everyone
else has to know.
Care.
No, but I don't care if you're telling just me.
Yeah.
Because
it only matters if everyone can see it.
Yeah, exactly.
That's right.
Obviously, yeah. But yeah, you can also put notifications on Instagram to see when we upload our new very funny shorts.
It's Pertinent Pod on all pipes. We will see you next week.
And if you can't spell that, I do link it in the description.
Yeah, it's almost done.
Thank you for watching this week's episode. We hoped you enjoyed it. Be sure to stay tuned because next week we are choosing the forfeits. I wouldn't want you to miss out on Kurt losing because I'm very confident that I win. And if I don't win, then strike this from the record. I was never here, Your Honor. See ya.